Hello everyone. In this video I am going to explain you chapter 6 of your book Hornbill. The title of this chapter is The Browning Version. This chapter is a short extract from the play The Browning Version, written by Terence Rattigan. It is a one-act play set in a school. There are three characters in this play: Taplow, Frank and Mr. Crocker Harris. Taplow is 16 years old student. Frank, he is a young teacher. And Mr. Crocker Harris is a middle-aged schoolmaster. Taplow has arrived in the school to do extra work for Mr. Crocker Harris. He meets Frank and they both engage in a conversation while Taplow waits for Mr. Harris. Later enters Millie, Mrs. Crocker Harris, who talks to Taplow. Okay, so let's get started. Frank saw Taplow and asked his name and in which class he studies. Taplow answers him and tells him that he studies in the lower 5th standard and he cannot specialize until he gets his division. Frank asked him whether he got the remove or not, and Taplow replied that his master, Mr. Crocker Harris, doesn't reveal the information like other masters. Frank asked if Mr. Crocker Harris doesn't reveal the remove earlier like other masters. Taplow tells him that he already knows how Mr. Harris is. Frank supposes that there is a rule that the form result should be revealed on the last day of the term. Taplow agrees and told him that Mr. Harris follows it very seriously. Frank shares that he doesn't follow it, but still Taplow should wait until tomorrow to know his result, to which he agrees. Frank asks Taplow about what remove he is interested to take further, and he replies, science. Frank tells him that they have some lazy students in science, to which Taplow clarifies that he is interested in the subject, that is why he wants to take it. Frank tells him that he is not interested in science, which he has to teach in the school. Taplow thinks that the subject that Frank teaches is still a good deal than the book he is currently reading. Upon asking about the book, Taplow tells him about the name of the author and the book. Taplow further shares his view about the Agamemnon. He thinks the plot is good, but the way those Greek words are taught to them combined together is useless. On criticizing the book, Frank tells him that you are sounding a little bitter about Mr. Crocker Harris. Further, Frank asks him if he is staying in school as a punishment, to which Taplow replies that he is in the school on the last day of the term due to extra work. He was ill last week, due to which he was absent for a day, for which he is compensating now by doing extra work. He further says that he feels that Mr. Harris also has extra work himself because he is leaving tomorrow for good. Harris didn't have any extra work, and yet with such a good weather he has to come to school. He also adds that he wanted to play golf at that moment. Frank comforts him by saying that he will get his remove tomorrow due to the extra work he is doing for Mr. Harris. Taplow is unsure of this and tells him that this might work for other teachers, but Mr. Harris is different. He doesn't give a student a remove for doing extra work. Taplow also asked Mr. Harris about his remove, to which the master gave an astonishing answer. Frank asks him what Mr. Harris told him upon being asked about his remove. Taplow imitates Mr. Crocker Harris and told him exactly what his master answered him. Mr. Harris told him that he will get what he deserves, nothing less and nothing more. Taplow feels that he might have marked him down for taking extra work because he doesn't have human feelings. Then he realizes that he has said too much. Therefore, he apologizes to Frank. Frank asked him to repeat what he just said about Mr. Harris, and he starts imitating him again. Frank tells him that his imitation is not close to Mr. Harris' way of saying things, and he told him to read his books. Frank asks him at what time did Mr. Harris ask him to come to school. Taplow told him 6:30. Frank suggests him to go and play golf for a little while as he would be 10 minutes late. Taplow refuses as he is afraid of what would happen if he shows up in his absence and he might follow him home. Frank tells him that he is a little jealous of Mr. Harris because of the effect he has on all the boys in the form. He asks him if Harris beat the students, to which Taplow says no. He is not someone who derives pain by hurting others. There are one or two other teachers like that. Frank asked him to be more specific, and he explains to him the meaning of sadist. Frank asked him what he was saying about other masters. Taplow explains to him that there are many teachers in the school whose names he will not take, but they are sadists. They think that the boys don't understand a thing, but Frank is different from them as he is young and he is from science background and must know about sadism. Frank, in a surprising tone, exclaims about the condition of schools. Taplow goes on ranting about Mr. Harris. He shares that Mr. Crocker Harris is not a sadist and yet he has no feelings. He is a type of person who might hate it when people like him. He further says he doesn't know about any master there who doesn't like being liked. Frank mocks him and says he hasn't seen any student using this quality for his own purpose. Taplow agrees and calls Mr. Harris Crock again, to which Mr. Frank corrects him by saying his full name. Taplow corrects himself and admits that he still likes him and he cannot help it. Sometimes Mr. Harris sees it and he wrinkles even more, to which Frank replied that he must be exaggerating. Taplow shares further that one day Mr. Crocker Harris cracked one of his classic jokes, to which no one laughed. He understood that the joke was meant to be funny and laughed anyway because he wanted to be polite and to feel sorry for him making such poor jokes. He doesn't remember what the joke was and asked Frank to suppose he cracked a joke right away and asked him to laugh. He imitated his teacher again and told Frank what his reaction was when he laughed at his joke. Mr. Crocker Harris asked him to explain the joke to the rest of the form, as he was the only one laughing in the class. As he was saying this, the door of the classroom opened and Millie, the wife of Mr. Crocker Harris, entered the class. She was a thin woman who dresses smarter than the rest of the women who are wives of schoolmasters. She was wearing a cape and was carrying a shopping basket. She closed the door as she entered and stood next to the screen watching both of them talking. They noticed her after a few seconds. Frank turns quickly and seems infinitely relieved at seeing Millie. As Frank was joking about telling the joke to others, he saw Millie and stopped talking. He turned around and was relieved by seeing her there and wished her hello. She replied hello without any expressions on her face and put her basket on the sideboard. Taplow asked Frank in a desperate tone if she had heard any of their conversation. Frank thought that she did, because she was standing there for quite some time. Millie took her cape off and hung it on the hall stand. Taplow, in a worrying tone, says if she did hear them, then he will not get his remove, and Frank tells him not to think too much. Frank crosses the fireplace. Millie picks up the basket from the sideboard and puts it on the table. She asks Taplow if he is waiting for his husband, to which he replies yes. She tells him he is at the bursar's and it might take some time. If she was in his place, she might have left. Taplow replies that he said he will come. As Millie unpacks the things from the basket, she suggests him to go for a quarter of an hour and then come back to check on him. Taplow asks her if Mr. Harris comes back before him, then what will happen? Millie assured him that she will take the blame for this and takes out a prescription from the basket. She hands it over to him and asks him to bring some medicines for her from the chemist. He agrees and crosses the door upright. So this was all about the Browning version.